Amazing Grace. How sweet thou sounded.
Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have Mr. Deji Adewi join us. He is a multi-talented man, a man who does so well with different instruments. Which of the instruments do you play?
Pardon me?
Okay. He does about 8, 9, if not up to 10 different
No, but seriously, I need to answer that. My instrument is my voice. Do you even know I've got an amazing voice?
We'll talk about that after the show.
No, we're actually talking about it in the show because we are going to rock this saxophone together today.
No doubt.
It's a celebration week.
Good to have you, Mr. Adewi, and really, really nice. This is one instrument, believe you me, I love, but I look at it that, how do you guys do it? The cheekbone everywhere.
The neck, this nerves that come out and all.
Actually, okay, just sit back a little bit
and relax.
Yes, you're going to play. I know you know that today is the day for our governor here. Yeah. So we will do something special for him. So please have that at the back of your mind. Okay. But please, let's first of all get to meet you and let's get to know what you do with instruments as well.
Thank you very much. My name is Deji Adewi. I'm very glad to be here today.
It's a pleasure.
It's a real privilege. In a nutshell, I'm Adewi Haodeji, but I'm probably known as Deji Adewi. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, God be the glory. I started when I was a little bit young. Like, I started with keyboard when I was like in Premier 1. Because I started playing for my church right from Premier 1 days. Then, so I got inspiration when our keyboardist then used to do off and on. My dad was like, Jesus, provide us someone that can play. And then my blood brother used to play keyboard then, but he wasn't staying at home. So he taught me little things. But then I was seeing like, oh, wow, this man is disturbing me. This is not my mathematics and English. So just like my mom was like, oh, don't mind him, just teach him. Don't mind him. I was like getting the interest. So the day I started playing on the assembly, I was like, wow, this is becoming something serious. So then there wasn't music in secondary school, in primary school then. So just the keyboard on the assembly. Anytime I got to school late, everybody in the school recorded, I don't know, Deji wasn't on the assembly because nobody to play the keyboard. So I started having that kind of, this boy. Recognition. Even then, because I remember my senior class, I couldn't enter senior class. But with my instrument, I would just enter the senior classes, then go out, I would ask the senior, buy something for me, you want to learn this thing. You buy enough puff, cheese, everything without knowing anything. So I just teach them little stuff. So I started getting that to my head. Wow, this is becoming. So I started coming from Primary 2, Primary 3, Primary 4. I got to secondary school and to go be the glory where I found myself now.
Wow, I'm so amazed that even at the very tender age of Primary 1, and here you are today. How many instruments do you play?
Majorly by God's grace, I play like 9 to 10 musical instruments.
Namely,
first I started from drum set.
Oh,
the combined drums. I moved to keyboard. From keyboard, I moved to bass guitar to lead guitar, violin. I play all this kind of saxophone. I play tenor sax, alto sax, soprano sax. I play talking drum, and I play trumpet.
Excuse me?
Trumpet also.
Okay, now you talked about tenor and alto sax and all. So, like they do sound differently when you play them. They sound differently,
but they have the same arrangement, but different fingering, different key.
Oh, I see. So what sax is this?
This is alto sax. This is the most common one. This is alto saxophone.
Oh, okay. So you have to combine it with a tenor.
Tenor sax with different function. Tenor has a particular function for using it. Soprano, another different function. This is a general purpose saxophone.
So I guess when you then blow them together, they then give us a beautiful rhythm, right?
Exactly.
So you see, that is what you get when you have an idea about music. Do you understand? Nice one. But why sax though? Because I feel
your specialty
is the sax now.
Actually, Major, I picked sax because sax is very mobile. Out of the instrument that was there, I just started. There was time I was playing one artist, different musician. I played for some stars. That was time there. So keyboard for one musician, drums for another musician, sax. But I pick sax because sax is mobile too. I don't need to plug it to be looking for where to plug. I can just pick my sax and react. And another thing, because of the power supply in this country, so I don't need power supply to play sax. Just connect the sax, get the reed set, and play strut. So it's very easy. So if someone wants to venture on the sax, there's no excuse for not rehearsing. Unlike keyboard, unlike drums that people complain that this is noise pollution. Sax has a mute. Just put the mute. fact, the next person will not hear what you are rehearsing.
Oh yeah.
Sax has a mode like that. So if I want to rehearse here and you know here, I've just put the mode. It's very cheap. So that's sax.
Then how do you know what you're playing?
So I'll be it will be sounding little, because I have the idea of what I want to rehearse already, and it will be sounding little.
Oh.
So just put the mode. So like another musical instrument. So sax are a lot of advantage over other musical instruments.
Wow.
So over the years, have you thought of putting like a group together, you know, whereby you tend to teach them, you know, just a group together?
Yeah, I've been doing that recently. I have different ages that I just felt like, okay, I'm growing up. God used someone for me. Let me also impart.
That's the point.
So I have classes that I've devoted my time. That was why I stopped moving around with some musicians that we've been together. So okay, let me impart the coming generations. I have people that have been, and I have some students. I have some that they're not instructors that I trained them, so they are not part of it. I just told them, please, I want to do something. I have a project to get across to some states about this musical instrument, and so we are teaching the younger generations to anybody having interest from age 5. So I just thought about it, but not recently, not quite, just a few years ago that we started that.
All right.
So professionally, how long have you been doing this, the saxophone?
The saxophone, I started sax 2004.
2004?
Yeah.
That's about 19 years.
Yeah.
19 years.
So, but my question is, so why did it take you so long to let you impact back into people, bringing people together? What took you so long?
Thank you very much for that question. Because, you know, in this life, someone needs to have a direction. You can be working without direction. So it got to a time that, okay, now, to an extent, people have been recognizing me with one particular instrument. But when I was somewhere, God used someone to inspire me.
Yeah, okay.
I was somewhere outside the country that, okay, let's assume that we are paying you here every year. So what have you done in your country? Can you find a replacement that I don't mean we're giving everything you want in this life? I just asked the question. The white man just gave me a little cash. I was like, oh wow, this is an inspirational question. So when he came back, I was like, oh.
You reflected.
I reflected, but I wasn't thinking that direction. I was thinking that let me just give some people just little thing, but not venturing into training. And the best thing is to impart. Those people, because nowadays, some people call me, oh, thank you. We used to look for keyboardists in church, but thank you for the boys that you train. We're not looking for any keyboardists. We're not looking for drummer. We're not looking for saxophonists. So I was like, oh, wow, to God be the glory. But now I'm not feeling the impact. But actually, I didn't have gotten the orientation. I was supposed to have started a very long time.
Like way back, right?
Way back. But thank God that
it's better late than never.
Than never. Thank you.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's look at what have been the major challenges you encountered while playing these different instruments. Have you faced any challenges?
Yeah, we have different challenges according to any musical instrument. Like saxophone, you want to start with sax, leaves will paying you for like 2-3 months.
Wow.
And you're feeling this
Really?
because you need leaves to pick it up together. That's for saxophone. Guitar, the tip of your finger will be paying you for like a month.
Wow.
Before you overcome it. So different musical instruments, different keyboard that people feel that, oh, this is very simple.
Yeah.
You still need to get your hands together because of your wrist to play some rudiments.
Yeah, okay.
So different, and the most difficult instrument as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned, is organ. Because organ is different from keyboard. Keyboard is different from piano. Organ is what you have, we call something tonic solver. The scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the diatonic scales. You still have it on your leg that you must play do, re, mi. So you'll be playing your hand, also be playing at your leg. So combining 4 parts with your hand, another part, like in the choir, we have treble, tenor, alto, and bass.
Yeah.
With soprano. So the bass part, instead of you to put the bass part on your pinky, it will be on your leg. So that's another separation. That's another difficult thing about organ. And that's why organists, they are very scarce. In this Osun state, organists are no more than 40. No, they are no more than 20. But we have we can have 5,000 keyboardists. So organists, they are very scarce. So organ to me, organ has the major challenges about all the musical instruments. But different, but just as with rehearsal and with God's help, we can overcome any areas, anything.
And looking at the way you started as a little young boy then, church, because of the inconsistency of the organist in church then.
Keyboardist.
Keyboardist in church then. Everybody tends to always have that reference to church. Were your parents ministers, pastors or something, and that's why you had the opportunity from church?
Exactly. I will start from, so you see most instrumentalists, even others Muslim, there's a particular popular musician in this country. The saxophonist, because he died of recent Muslim. So he came to church. Because I think that music starts majorly from church. Because there's no how when you go to church, you will sing either hymns or praise and worship, and there must be an instrument to accompany it to be more melodious. Aside that, my dad is a pastor. So from mission house, then, because my dad always tell my mom, please, this boy should not go to the instrument. If this instrument point, the church will accuse me. Because we used to keep the instrument at the mission house.
Yeah.
So anytime my mom will stay outside, be looking, is your dad not coming? Yeah, go and practice. If your dad is coming, yeah, pack it. But thank God for today, because he did a Thanksgiving some years ago, 2008, that I was able to bring a particular star. I gave him that number. Please be dialing this number. And I know that man, that musician will never pick if that person didn't store that number. My dad called like 5 times, he didn't pick. I called once, he picked. That's why you should encourage everybody coming with a special talent. Don't just say, okay, this person, no. Go and be a doctor. Go and be. He apologized since I started playing for musicians in 1988. He apologized 2008. That's all. I'm sorry. I felt
10 years later.
So I started because of the church. To your question, because of the church, I got an advantage to be an instrumentalist because of the church environment.
Now I am going to ask you.
Okay. So,
a lot of us dabble into so many things for one reason or the other. Now, for you at this stage, do you think you want to do this for? You understand, want to do something for the money? But do you have passion too? Because do you know why I'm saying this? We have a whole lot of people, parents, individuals who want to have this. They want to learn and they want to have an idea about how to play a particular instrument or not. A whole lot of people are average Nigerians who can't even afford it. So now I want to know, how expensive does it get to just build yourself to having one of these things? Right now, I think I've asked you 2 questions now.
Yes.
Are you doing it for the money? Or the passion? Then 2, is this something that anybody can actually dabble into? Like, I can afford to tell this person now, go learn and play this instrument without it too much for me to handle.
Okay, I'll start from the function. Thank you very much. Actually, I would say I got the major interest first because of money. Do you know why? My blood brother, then I was living to, he picked me from our house. Please, Dad, let this boy will stay with me. I don't like the way. Because then I used to play ball. After ball, I might go to fish. So my mother said, I used to buy fish in the house. I was, little boy. So he picked me from the house to another city that we were staying together. So it got to a time that he was having 2 shows, 1998. Then he went to, Deji, you are going to go to this musician, and you go to this. The fortunate part, the particular musician he went to play for gave him 18 naira. Where he sent me that, I was thinking that you can just give me 20. The man gave me 500. So when I got back home, I told him, then there wasn't 500 naira. That was 100 naira max. I think 100 naira, 500 naira. It was like, even me that have been the champion in this state, he gave me 18 naira. How come 500? So then the public transport was 5 naira maximum. Anywhere in the Osun.
You want to go? 5
naira. So I was going to 5 naira, coming back. I spent 500 conveniently. Then I used to eat my food with 2 meat was 20 naira. Then I
Life
spent
was easier back then.
Even fufu was 2 naira. Then I remember one food canteen. So I spent 500 naira for like months. I was like, wow, this music is good though. So that thing entered me because I remember I was still young. So my brother told me that it's not going to be like this, but you are just fortunate. For you to make this 500, you might spend 2 weeks, but maybe that musician just want to encourage you. So I started with that. So I got the interest. So it's got to the time that I've been known to an extent. So I've not been saying myself, when you go to a particular place, people are waiting for you. Oh, you are here. Like churches having an anniversary to do something. Okay, please come and separate the choir. So I've been saying myself like public figure.
Exactly.
They used to wait for me, separate parts, play musical instruments. To an extent that I got to a particular invitation, then King Sunny Ade. I told, okay, please send me this guy. So when I got to him, Planet 1, he did a particular birthday in Planet 1 in Lagos. I was like, man, King Sunny Ade. So then, and I got the full interest that this thing, I will still master it and get link up. So with the help of God, so from the morning, turned to major interest.
Major
interest. Anything I want to do, because I studied another, it was later I studied music. I studied another different because I have 2 BScs. It was later I did, so because of the interest. Now the second question, the musical instrument is very expensive and not expensive.
Tell me.
Like there are grades. There are different grades. Sorry, there are different grades of musical instrument depending on your ability. For example, a keyboard, there are UK used keyboard of around, with this correct exchange, we still have keyboard of like 50,000, 100, and we have keyboard of 1.8 million.
No, me, I'm talking about people that want to have an idea.
Okay.
Yes, people that want to learn, that want to acquire the skills.
Since number one thing is the interest. Once you have interest, you can know any musical instrument. After interest, if you can create little time, because there's nothing, it's like mathematics. When you are working mathematics in the class, you know, wow, this thing is very simple. Leave it for like 2 days. You discover that, but I used to get this thing. Why am I not getting it again? So, number one, interest. After interest, consistency.
What about affordability? Because it's not just going to fall from the sky.
Yeah.
And if I to tell somebody to reach out to you right now, what is the person? What are we supposed to be looking at? Is it too expensive? Is it something that you just want to bring them close and just do it for passion, or you have to pay little amount of major amount of money to get what you already have?
Just little amounts.
Okay.
So we run both online class. We have online classes.
Okay.
I online classes in the US, UK, and Canada.
Oh yeah.
So because of COVID exposed so many things, but I didn't believe that there would be a class online and people will be partaking and be impactful, participating. By God's grace, one of my students played for one of the gospel stars in US. I've never been to US. The parent just sent me the flyer. Say your boy will be performing with this artist. The artist is in the US. If they sent me the flyer, entry with $50, I was like, wow. And the instructor has never been to US. That's part of impactation and what COVID exposed us to.
That is actually the essence of giving back. You know, a lot of us we have things that we can actually give out to people. At the end of the day, it is always better to give out because you feel you have this pride inside you. This accomplishment, like, yes, I was the one that was able to, I tutored this person and now this person is doing greater. And the beauty of it is for you to actually tutor somebody and the person gets greater than you are. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be getting the glory. Because wherever that individual finds himself or herself in future, there's no way your name is going to be eradicated from history. I think everybody should take a note of that. Right.
Mr. DJ, let's look at, do you have any mentor, someone you probably saw while growing up that, wow, I want to be like him or I want to be like her? Are there persons like that?
I have only one person, and that person is my blood brother.
Oh, yeah?
When he started the musical instruments, then it was in our time, it was the only one playing. Those churches will just buy and be praying, God, give us a keyboardist. Give us a keyboardist. So you'll not be touching churches. This one, praise and worship. When is your praise and worship? 8 a.m. to 9. Go to 8 a.m. Go pick another bike. Your praise and worship will be transferring, changing praise and worship time. Your praise and worship 12 to 1. I was like, they were not giving him money, but just being fulfilled but that would, why you not stay in your church? So I was like, wow. So everybody will be coming to our house. That please, I need your boy doing 8 to 9. I need your boy doing
9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Yeah, right.
So it got to a time that a TV started. He was the first person to play the musical instrument. I was like, wow. And my blood brother is now in Lagos. Now you have been traveling, coming back. So then when he started playing some musical instruments, we can play like 16 instruments. I was like, whoa.
Do we even have that much?
Yes. Wyclef, I know Wyclef plays close to 20 instruments.
Damn.
Honestly.
So I always look up to my brother the way he used to play. But now, we were discussing last year with some great musicologists in the country. It was like, see, your boy, you cannot meet me on keyboard again. No. I was like, yeah, so I've trained you. But I always look up to, and the second person I look up to, because my brother used to listen to one man. I don't know, maybe I'm permitted to mention his name.
Why not?
Agbola Shadari. He plays guitar for Integrity Music.
Okay.
I think he's from Malaysia, but he traveled to US a very long time. You think he's Black American, but he's from Nigeria. So he used to play guitar. I got interested. My brother used to play then it was VCD. No, this cassette.
Okay.
Cassette. So before VCD, my brother would stay. Wow, why this guy playing like this? The day I met him, I went for a program. I was just playing keyboard. Fortunately, when I was saying somewhere, I was like, because it has been a very long time. I met him not quite, maybe like 10 years ago. Just sent to, please call me that guy. I was like, it's like, I know you. Hey, you know me? I don't know. Because do you know someone called Agbola Shadari? I was like, yeah. Wow. I just called my brother every day. Like, see, I'm with your. And I love the man Agbola Shadari, very disciplined instrumentalist. So I've been watching people. He actually played at the Apex churches that the instrumentalist, the maximum place that you can play in Nigeria. He played there before he left. So, and I used to watch him. If you go to, because I get something from him, and that's why I've been giving my students the same orientation. When you enter church, you should not go out. They finish the service.
Okay.
Because instrumentally, they used to go out, come back, go out, come back. During the day, when they want to play,
they come back in.
They come back. He used to stay throughout.
So that's why you said he's disciplined.
Disciplined. He's very disciplined. So the same thing my brother said I took that from him. So I look up to my brother and Agbola Shadari. And thank God we're now having our own brand that people are also looking up to because of the little disciplines, and we got to see someone that we wish to be like. Because Agbola Shadari in the, let me say, not Nigeria, worldwide, is a non-guitarist. He plays keyboard, he plays drums, but major on guitar. So my brother majors on sax, actually plays different instruments. So I look up to those two people as my mentor.
All right.
So in as much as your tentacles is spread and all, is this enough as a source of livelihood though?
Very, very enough. By God's grace. Someone asked me that, okay, music. I was with one popular hip hop artist. I used to play keyboard for him. What he pays per day, per concert. Civil servant of level 8 is not collecting it per month.
Wow.
Civil servant level 8 is not collecting it. Federal, I'm not talking about state. Federal, what he pays per day. Civil servant of federal level 8 is not collecting it.
Which will just take you hours, innit?
Just hours, and they will lodge us in a hotel, give us accommodation. Oh, wow, you're here. Really? Give us accommodation. Even they pick us from airport with security. You just go there, just go to the stage. Maximum you do 1 hour. And you feel like, wow, you this guy, and a lot of gifts. Aside, that one aside. But the payment, so music, another thing. Like this, my online class. I don't know if I'm permitted to mention the price.
No.
We'll talk about that.
So I'm just trying to say that even the training, the online class, the dollars they paid, a student is even with the current situation, at least Nigeria is very affordable to live.
Yes.
A payment of a student can sustain. On one of my online class, a payment of a student can sustain for the whole month.
Really?
Well, today, I mean, Yorubas will say,
No, I'm coming to register. But quickly, let's hear from you. I know you came with other instruments, but because of our time and to set up, but it won't be the last time. Let's celebrate our governor and let's congratulate him on his birthday as he turned 63 today. To turn 63, we're looking forward to that at this moment in time. So to the Executive Governor of Osun State, Your Excellency, sir, Governor Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, as we celebrate today as well. On behalf of all of us in here, most especially on behalf of our CEO, Dr. Femi Adefila, on behalf of the head of station, Femi Olanipekun, the entire management and staff, Mr. DJ Adewi will be blowing us a happy birthday tune. That's beautiful.
That last part got me. Oh yeah, I wish you happy birthday. Oh yeah, many happy returns. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful one. Wow. I must wish it was my birthday, you know.
No, we'll keep our fingers crossed. January is here again.
Yeah, January is here for us again, right?
We'll do it. Those of us born in January, we know us. All right, we'd like to thank Mr. Deji Adewi for this massive opportunity. Thank you for doing this for us and with us. Peradventure, if you come back to this world, will you want to be an instrumentalist?
I would love to be an instrumentalist and study music straight instead of going to different courses that I've done.
What are those courses though before you go?
chemistry education and I have biology.
You can imagine that.
Something very different.
Very different from what.
But since I had a lecturer then that used to tell me that if you graduate in the next 2 years, I didn't see you in music field, I will not greet you again. Because then I used to go to music department. It was like, you are wasting talent. What are you doing in chemistry? But then I was thinking that I want to be a medical doctor, so they didn't give me admission on medical. So let me just do something related. But I would have loved to. I didn't even my parents really supported, because then nobody was like, you want to study music or where? But I would have loved. I've still loved to become a full musicologist. And if the energy that I've wasted, the energy that I've used to study another course is not wasted. I would have gone to
knowledge
PhD
is
level.
lost, you know.
But I would have gone to PhD level in music.
Now, what's your advice for the younger generation who are planning or who have started doing something like what you're doing?
The advice that once you have the interest, sky is the starting point. Because aside the monetary aspect, there are some people that you will not imagine. They will be the one calling you that, guy, we need to see you. We need to see you. So it's very good. Once God says this is your way and you have the interest, sky is the starting point.
Wow.
Yes, the program is still Spring Delight, and I just picked something from what you said right now. It is high time parents learn to embrace our children's passion. We catch them young, better still. A whole lot of graduates are wilding away just because parents refuse to let them really do things that they are passionate about. It is always good to go to school, agreed, but then there is still this thing called passion. So even when the certificate is not working, passion is already making you thousands and millions of naira. I mean, you have children that can play football, children that can sing, that can dance, that can do so much. There's so many talents that are out there. Please, parents, I think it is high time we discover these things for our children. It's not because of today, it's just because of the future.
Yeah. And it's on this note once again. Thank you, Mr. Deji Adewi, for joining us on the program this morning.
Yes.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be doing other things. And before we call it a wrap on the program, Spring Delight, stay with us.
Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was an anti-apartheid activist who gave his all for the elimination of what has been described as the world's most vicious rule of the unjust and man's inhumanity against man. He was born July 18, 1918 in Mvezo, South Africa. Educated and trained as a successful legal practitioner, he took up the gauntlet of a human activist against segregation by the minority white suprematists in South Africa. At the climax of his trial for treason, orchestrated by the minority South African government, the great crusader for democratic equality was prepared to pay the supreme sacrifice to establish majority rule in his native land. He told white jurists that if achieving freedom for his people was worth his life, he was prepared to die. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in Robben Island, described as the most notorious prison in the world. It was from this same prison that he came out